Hey, Sarah here from sarahdesign.com, and I wanted to share a fun story. So, years ago when I was in college, not that many years ago because I'm so young, but when I was in college, I took a mythology class, and it was so fun, and I learned a ton of things. I love talking about archetypes and symbolism and hearing those stories, but one of the most impactful moments of mythology class was when we watched a film about the hero's journey by Joseph Campbell, and he was talking about this the idea of this hero's journey that people have this around the world, and it gets applied to stories and mythology in all kinds of environments, different types of people, just all over the world. And his example for this video was Star Wars and how Luke is the hero and the journey he went on, and he talks about all the stages. And I have noticed that the copy that I write for sales pages kind of follows that hero's journey path. So, really quickly, I'm just going to talk to you about the steps of the hero's journey. We have the ordinary world, the call of adventure, refusal of the call, meeting the mentor, crossing the first threshold, tests, allies, and enemies, approach the inmost cave, and the ordeal. And I think that might not be all of them. I think there's like four more, but I'm just going to talk about the first two, which is the ordinary world and the call of adventure, or as I like to say, the call to adventure, or CTA. So we all know a CTA on a website, which generally refers to a button, is a call to action. But I like to think of it as a call to adventure, especially on your sales page if you're providing a program or a service or an event that's going to transform someone's life. It's going to change them. They're going to start one way and then come out of it on the other side a changed person. So you're really creating a hero's journey for them. And this is also good to keep in mind because sometimes people will write a sales page and they make it all about me, me, me. I'll do this. I have this experience. I'm fit to do this because of blah, blah, blah. And you want to include the things about why you should be trusted, but you also don't want to forget that this is about them. This is about the person on the other side. You are the guide. They are the hero of the story, hero of the adventure, the journey. So you want to keep that in mind. And so the ordinary world is where your person starts. So generally in a program, you're taking someone from point A to point B. Point A in the hero's journey is the ordinary world. And then you go through this call to adventure. They, I guess I am going over more than the first two because they have maybe refusal of the call and then meeting the mentor. So maybe those four things are what's happening on the sales page. So they're in their everyday lives, things are kind of like meh. And then you say, hey, things could be better. There's something cool out there that you don't know about. And this is their call to adventure. On the page, as they're reading down, you're saying, I get it. I get where you are right now. Here's where we could go with this. And then the refusal is like, you might be hesitant because you've had these experiences in the past, but allow me to introduce myself and my program. This is why I'm equipped to help you, and this is what we can do. And I've seen so many people from all walks of life and from really high level mentors in the industry, in the marketing world, that they want to guide you to doing something called agitating the pain. So they're like, find out what your ideal clients are suffering from most and remind them how horrible it is and how terrible it is, and then give them a bunch of unreachable examples of how things could be better, and then tell them that yours is the only way they're gonna your course, your program is the only way they're gonna get there. And it's built off of fear, fear of missing out, anxiety, just a lot of like, I don't know, unkind techniques. And when new people enter the entrepreneurial world, they look to these mentors, these people who are making millions of dollars and have communities of people all making millions of dollars. And they think, oh, that's how a sales page should look. Look how much money they're making. It must be the right way to go. And they try to mimic this. And then maybe push aside feelings of ickiness about the technique and just go out in the world and try and sell. And either it doesn't sell at all because it sounds depressing to their client, or it sells really well, but the people on the other end are sad and dissatisfied, and you feel, as the service provider, you feel a little bit yucky about having pulled them in when they're feeling so bad. And you don't have to do that. I've seen some trends over the past year and a half toward inclusivity and, you know, making yourself more aware of what your audience is going through and what their particular life experience is, and showing them how things can be different in a really achievable way, and painting a hopeful, joyous, happy version of their future that's not out of reach, that doesn't agitate their pain, but just makes them feel excited. You're like, hey, let's go on an adventure together. And I am the mentor, the leader, the wise sage who is going to help you on that journey, because I have these tools, because I've been on the journey myself. And I think this is not only a more ethical approach, but in the end, I think it's more reliable, because you're building a feeling within your audience of hope and happiness and possibility. People are going to want to stay with you longer. They might take a little bit longer to decide they want to buy, whereas if you have terrified them, they might desperately pull out their credit card right now to pay. Maybe the people in your audience, because you're treating them more gently, take a little longer to buy. But in the end, I think you get much more loyal clients and customers who stick with you over the long haul and come to you because they really believe that you have the skills, knowledge, and expertise to take them where they want to go. So I would just urge you to think about this and look at the sales pages that are coming your way. Look at the marketing, look at your own sales page and marketing, and see if you are doing things that are just like pouring salt in the wound of your client's suffering, and how you could maybe tweak that language a little bit to make it more hopeful, more like, look, hey, let them know that you get it. Show them the empathy, but not like reminding them of their trauma. Just saying, I get it, or I've been there, or I know you're hurting, and I really want to help you. And I really think that there's something that you can look forward to, and I have the tools to get you there. And I think going into all of your marketing and sales copy with that attitude is going to really serve you well. So I hope you found this useful. Again, you can find me over at sarahdesign.com or on Instagram at sarahdesignAgency. Bye-bye.